Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a delusional ADC player, specifically one that thinks ADCs are unrewarding. Now this is a classic trope of players who think they're working so hard and not getting what they want, despite literally being rewarded for their performance. These players always make other sensible people in the role look bad, and not only that, I think this is a perfect example of why people don't understand why the game works the way it does. If you're going to ask for changes, just be prepared to be shot down if you're genuinely spouting some BS. This is one of those times. You're going to have to understand why sometimes you might be the problem, hence all the hate you're going to get. And after we clear all this nonsense from this Giga Chad top lane Twitch player, we'll dive into a secret underlying issue that causes all of this in the first place. Let's start with the root cause first. Now you've witnessed the problem. This notion genuinely needs to stop. Often there are people who don't understand what just happened. Brother, this is not unrewarding. You killed the Cho'Gath. That's the reward. You won. And despite that, this guy still has the audacity to complain about how weak ADC is, begging for buffs. Let's piece this fool and examine the disgusting mental. First, he did not kite perfectly. 2 Cho'Gath Qs hit him, and an E-Spike procced alternator. Keep this in mind, this is damaged Cho'Gath. Even despite the first Q, Twitch heals up the damage anyways with a sustain. And the second one was definitely pointless because Twitch was willing to tank it to kill Cho, effectively making every single Q worthless in the whole grand scheme of things. There was no possible way Cho could have done anything besides pray Twitch would mess up so badly he dies. Second, the Twitch player clearly lacks knowledge by saying, "I almost die somehow." My brother in Jesus, you are getting your ass literally beat by minions. It is sad to say, but the minions are literally more of a champ than Cho in lane here. It's not random, you just don't respect the things you traded for the outcome. Third, Cho is not randomly also able to kill you the rest of the game. This may blow your mind, but he scales just like you do. Every champ, believe it or not, has their own forms of strengths and weaknesses at different stages of the game. You are playing a squishy class. He is building damage. Of course he's going to be able to kill you inevitably. Now, after dismantling the whole notion, this is why it's legitimately so frustrating to sometimes talk about these things, because people like this funnel the disregard of low elo takes because this motherfucker clearly has no idea what he's talking about and asking for. People like this guy are the problem. You are begging for ADC buffs, even though you won, despite playing the situation poorly. That is fucking baffling. Asking to introduce new problems basically and further increase the imbalance of the game is why people start to spread hate and more negativity. You cannot be surprised when someone tells you to kill yourself after you literally won the engagement and still cried about it. It makes you look spoiled as shit. What more could you possibly want, you goddamn greedy goblin? Now, I think the situation's pretty clear and cut clean, again, but I think people aren't talking about something that really makes this situation a problem. It's not about Twitch. It's about Cho'Gath. Like I said earlier, Cho is completely at the mercy of Twitch here. He is simply praying for Twitch to get hit by a Q. Even then, the one he got wasn't even enough for him to capitalize off of. Which funnels one of the reasons why tanks feel so miserable to play. You are just hoping something hits. As long as the enemy has some form of sentience, you're cooked. This is why I think tanks also need to do some form of damage though. A lot of people don't understand this. Now keep in mind this guy was seemingly going full damage, but he still couldn't get rewarded for 2 impossible miracle Qs. But let's imagine if he was full tank, playing the way you're supposed to, or at least what people think is the dream and the identity. He would basically be opting into putting up with more of a beating just for the chance to throw out possibly like maybe 3 more Qs. And if he does hit one, Cho would have even less potential to cash out the Qs that only will hit in some other parallel universe. A timeline completely different from ours. Actually, I think Zillion can take it from here.
Oh, I'm so old. Basically, if you think I'm getting hit with one of these $5 abilities when I got my J's on, you're about to witness what that one green guy experienced. I'm gonna show you why time stop is real shit, grandson.
There will be no random damage to save him. In fact, it actually gets worse later on in the game. Inevitably, Twitch will be able to delete him faster with items, and Cho will have nothing to compensate for that. It's kind of sad to see and say, but there is literally nothing Cho can do to interact with him. But don't get me wrong, this is not me saying Cho is useless or tanks can't carry in League. They actually have a purpose and place. That's a bigger topic, probably for a different video, but essentially the idea is, this is unironically healthy for the game. A better of two evils, if you will. If Cho was practically immortal, like how many people think tanks should be, Cho would be able to farm even more Qs for like 8 years, and the expectation to play against that is even harder, versus now where basically everyone works within an opportunity window. You can fish for this many Qs before Twitch is going to gun you down in the streets like the degenerate you are. This is how it should be. I think it gives both sides some agency, even though for some reason people think it would be better to take away tank damage, so they would have even less agency in literally every other factor, imbalancing them so they're forced to just be walking CC bots. You probably get the picture. I don't want to veer too much off course, so I'm gonna end it here. But I digress. You know, sometimes I just want to kind of let loose, but I'm kind of afraid of the perception that people are going to have of me. I don't want to fall in line with those other toxic shitheads that just flame and that's all what they do. Plus, a part of my reputation, I think, is breaking down things in a nice way, like some kind of reasonable fashion. I also want to make League a more positive space, but by making something flaming, it seems kind of against it. I don't know. Maybe I'm worrying too much about it and should be just be more me, more emotional, but whatever. Anyways, I'll be trying a bunch of stuff until something lands. As always, I appreciate your support until the end of time. Shoot me a comment, whatever you want to do, like, subscribe, all that good shit. I'm gonna go back to the YouTube mines now. Peep the sick ass post though. Shit.